Ladies and gentlemen, in today's video, we're going to be doing a whole lot of removing limiting beliefs. I'm going to be sharing with you something quite interesting in the e-commerce world that I actually think you probably don't know about. It's a brand that's doing over $150 billion a year, an e-commerce brand that's doing that much. And it's actually really interesting because it's very similar to AliExpress and all these other Chinese websites like that. So it's interesting to me just how many of these sites there are that are literally titans in the e-commerce space, and chances are you don't know about them. So the site I'm talking about is called JD.com. JD.com is the largest online retailer in China, actually. It's not AliExpress. JD.com is the largest one. And as you see, their site actually looks very similar to AliExpress, but it's not, which is kind of shocking. It's almost like maybe AliExpress copied these guys. So it's just funny to me because in the dropshipping world, right, of e-commerce is a whole big market, right? There's so many little sub niches within e-commerce, but in dropshipping, right, a lot of people copy each other's stores. And it's just funny to see that even at this multi-billion dollar level, it's kind of the same thing. So kind of funny to me. Now, I saw this on Crunchbase. This is one of the intelligence softwares that I use a lot and provide a lot of data for the Ecommerce lab through this. And through this, I found out that they actually raised $5.1 billion. So interestingly enough, they have a lot of incentives for investors. And this is actually a publicly traded company. So if you don't know, this is one of the companies that you can actually buy in the stock market. Now, as you see, their market cap right now is $60 billion, but on their website, on their investor site, actually, this is their corporate website, they say that in 2022, their net revenue was $151 billion, and they have over 1,500 different warehouses and 90% of orders being placed through mobile. That's actually a really interesting theme that they write here. And again, it goes to show that mobile view is the most important thing that you need to be optimizing for if you're building any sort of business. I mean, obviously, unless it's not some sort of internet business, but for internet businesses, mobile is king. And I actually used to own a bit of JD stock back in the day, but I didn't do too well on it. As you see, it's crashed significantly since the peak. The peak was actually $100, and now it's down to $37. But, I think it could definitely rise back up, but I'm probably going to stay away from it. I've been investing in a lot of semiconductor companies and tech companies. I actually sold my Shopify stock recently for those of you that want to know. Now, I'm sure some of you will be wondering, can you drop ship from this website? And I mean, yeah, I guess you could, but I don't see why you would, because this is targeted at Chinese consumers. So I wouldn't even think to do that personally. If you're going to start a dropshipping business, I would just recommend you use CJ Dropshipping or Zendrop. These are basically third-party fulfillment sites that can help you actually build a real business as opposed to selling things just from AliExpress, which AliExpress, again, is just like JD.com, except they sell worldwide. So a lot of people from the US buy from the site. A lot of people from Latin America buy on the site, Europe, from everywhere. So it's not really the ideal place to actually find suppliers to build a business out of, even though a lot of people still do it. It's not ideal, right? So I always want to keep sharing with you guys how you can actually build a real business here. I think the drop shipping buzzword, just for some reason, it just plagues people's minds and gets them to believe that it's some sort of magical online money glitch, when in reality, it's just a business type that you can build. Not even a business type, it's a fulfillment method that you can use for an e-commerce business. That's really what it is. And you need to get that into your head, because ultimately, I don't want to be known as this dropshipping guy. I want to be known as an entrepreneur, right? I want to show you how to be an entrepreneur, how to build a business. And, I'm showing you this also because it's kind of cool. I'm very curious about all these huge businesses, and I love just continuing to gather data in my brain from all these different e-commerce websites, especially at this level, right? I mean, imagine owning $1 billion business or billion dollar revenue e-commerce store. It's certainly possible. And part of the purpose of this video, as I said in the beginning, is just to remove those limiting beliefs. I think sometimes, it's better to pretend that your business can be like an Apple, right? I think you do have to have that delusional self-belief in your business Otherwise, you'll continue to treat it like just some dropshipping get rich quick money scheme, right? Whereas in reality, you should be treating it like a business. You're building a business. You're building the next Apple, right? I mean, obviously that's an exaggerated example, but that's how I feel about my businesses at least. So, I'm trying to translate that to you. My businesses are doing pretty well. So I'm definitely doing something right. But yeah, I hope that this gave you some curiosity, or I don't know, it sparked some sort of inspiration in you. It definitely did for me. So I'm just going to get back to working on the biz here, and stay tuned for some streams soon. We provide a ton of data like this for free here on YouTube, obviously, but we also have our mastermind where we have a bunch of other stuff too. You can check that out in the description. And yeah, that's really about it. See you guys in the next video. Peace.